Why are you sacrificing motivation?
I'm gonna kill you for
My erectile is not dysfunctional.
Let's use our president, for example.
Are you over 10,000 kilometers away from South Africa?
Conspiracy theorists. I can open the door for you to join the Illuminati.
Good evening, everyone.
NippyCast.
This episode is proudly sponsored by the cannabis-flavored 6G chili beef biltong. Enjoy, not for sale to persons under the age of 18. And just like that, it's on. Are you in the mood for this podcast, Chief? Welcome to NippyCast episode 52 with I forgot your name because I haven't seen you in a long time. What's your name again?
My name is Chumela.
Oh, you just changed it right there because we used to write Peter Mukwevho there. What is this?
My true name is Chumela.
It's not bothered. It's not in the mood.
My true name
I had to drag him out of the bed like, yeah, my man. Hey, come. Woza. Well, our in-house contributor, followed by Mega, whom we tried calling to find out if we can have an input, and then the phone was just ringing. At work, when people don't answer their phone calls, do they get dismissed for not showing up? How does it work?
I'm not sure how it works, but if you don't answer your call, you cannot be dismissed for that. Man.
Oh, okay.
You can't.
So Mega is not dismissed. Are you the lawyer?
For now, yes.
For now, or a shop steward. Okay, cool. We are discussing what today? The topic for the day is a lot. I think we've got 7 line items, but they're just gonna be around mentality and humans. Humans is like even at a tribalistic perspective, and then the brain, and it also has to do with the planet. And what it also touches on faith, which is a bit controversial. Yeah, because for me, I didn't know about scarcity of mentality. You are the one who told me about this. I was like, wow, what the hell is that? What book have you been reading on this one?
No, man. I just came across people talking about the subject of scarcity mentality. You understand?
Which could I mean? What happens there? Is it selective thinking?
It's a type of a mindset whereby whatever you think every time, ne? There's one short something.
It should always happen because you will never have everything. If you think about it. Okay, give me an example. Maybe.
Every time I'm presented comes idea kana mini not gonna catch shit. Mara this, mara that, mara mini, you understand?
So is it similar to a person who looks for problems inside solutions? Is that the scarcity of it?
In everything.
Okay.
You understand?
It makes sense because there are times when, let's say we're chilling like this now, with challenges about the podcast and all those, and then rain and weather.
Yeah.
Where to chill and relax. So somebody will be like, let's cancel this recording. Yeah. Would that be scarcity of solutions, mentality? I mean,
the reason that you'll give thereof, they are the ones that will say, okay, now this is scarcity mentality. Okay. The reason that you'll give, the reasons I mean to say.
Okay. How do you think South Africa is going through that? Because I think we're postponing the energy crisis. Do you think it's also scarcity mentality? This thing was switched off at 5 and this.
I cannot say that for South Africans as a country. I can't say we suffer from scarcity mentality. But there are individuals amongst us that do suffer from scarcity mentality. I might be one of them. You might be one of them, because
I wouldn't even know.
in most cases we don't know
You wouldn't
what
know.
kind of people are we.
Yeah.
You understand?
We don't. So, actually, the research has shown us that most of the people who are on this planet don't know exactly who they are. Well, you think you know yourself.
Which research is there? Which research?
Some psychologist. It's a book I saw somewhere. I don't really read books, but it's like a paraphrasing that I saw somewhere. In a book. It's we don't understand ourselves the same way that they would say the brain functions 10% of the time. That was the wrong analysis. They just understood that 10% of the brain and they thought it was 10% of the time. We don't know what we're capable of. We also don't understand what we are not capable of as humans. You know, like think of a guy who could never box or karate or whatever, or boxing, whatever, or kickboxing or whatever it is. If you put this guy in a gym for a year, he will kick everybody's ass. Okay, one of the resolutions was that I should not use the word ass. Right? he would go train and
Actually,
kick.
before we begin, we should put a disclaimer here that should you use such words, I'm not part of that. Okay. Understand? I don't say
Mama, it's coming from my mouth.
Yes, but whatever you're saying, it is associated
Okay,
with me.
but okay, I'm saying the guy would kick everyone if you train him enough.
Yeah.
Yes. So the scarcity in that angle would be the fact that he didn't know that he could kick.
I can follow.
Yeah. Or think of, okay, let's make it dumb, this one. Let's make it like very, very narrow. Or should I say shallow? Driving a car. When you were born, when you're 2 years old, you never pictured yourself reaching the pedals at the bottom.
I did, eh?
When you were young?
I always considered myself driving.
Yeah, but you couldn't reach though.
Yeah, I
The
couldn't-
pedals.
I
Yeah,
couldn't.
yes. But somewhere, somehow, now you can reach.
Yeah.
Yes. So we don't know what we are capable of, and some people didn't even believe they could even fly an aeroplane.
But I always knew that one day I'll be taller.
Well, you've got a good self-esteem. Maybe you believe in yourself too much. Some people don't. We've got people who have got potentials of a lot of things that don't believe anything, which it goes back to the scarcity of it. If you think about it, I don't know. Would that make sense to say? Because you'll say, my man, hey, man, go apply for a job here. And then the guy comes and tells you that, for if you mean internet cafe go show. He's got a smartphone that can scan the document and he can send it there. The scarcity will be the fact that he doesn't understand what his phone is doing, but he can do it in his sleep. Yeah, is that the same thing?
I think you just gave one of the most perfect examples.
You also present problems as solutions on top of a solution of that, which also goes to even humans as people. This thing of greed, I don't know if it's intertwined with scarcity and mental scarcity. You were talking about something of greed and guilt. I struggled to get that point until the other day when I asked you. I think it was the other night. What exactly are you referring to? Because, guys, we spoke about guilt and greed.
Say it loudly.
Guilt
And greediness.
and greediness.
Yeah.
Please, you want to elaborate that one? Because I'm still sketchy on it.
Yes.
I'm trying to find it out. I'm sure it will unfold as you're talking.
Okay. Actually, this is the part whereby we're trying to expand on our topic of scarcity mentality. That okay now, what happens is okay now we do have rich people. You agree with me? We do have poor people. Some of the poor people we call them middle class because we no longer have a middle class these days. Then what happens is this middle class or poor people, they are very, very greedy with themselves. They are greedy to others. Everything they do, they just want it to be them
For myself.
take for themselves. If they don't get it, they blame the system. They think the world owes them everything that they don't have. Whatever they have, they don't share. You understand? And then there is this other, when we're talking of guiltiness, there are these who are rich, visibly rich. They are always feeling guilty. What are the people gonna say about me?
I should donate.
Let me donate.
I should donate some toilets at a poor village.
Let me try
Is
and
that
do
the
this.
one?
Let me try and do that.
Yeah.
Let me hide my kids. Nobody must know that my kids are going to send to whatever school.
Michael House and what?
You understand such things. That's where when we were trying to expand this topic of scarcity mentality, it affects us all. But when you're poor, it affects you on a certain way. When you're rich, it affects you in a certain way. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
So this will be like rich people's problems versus poor people's problems. Like if you take a child from maybe what is the most expensive neighborhood in the country now? Should I ask?
Expensive? What do you mean expensive?
Expensive area to live in South Africa right now.
I wouldn't know, but
Let's
I can tell you
use
somewhere in
generic
Cape Town.
ones. Cape Town.
Somewhere in Cape Town, yeah.
There by
Western Cape.
there by the ocean, I think, next to the ocean. They call it Camps Bay. Camps Bay, for example. If you take a child from Camps Bay and you put them in Soweto, they'll be excited.
Very much excited.
Yeah,
It's
like,
a new
wow, it's
environment.
an experiment. You know, so because they are not aware that they are privileged, and no one knows on both sides how much they are. In a manner that even if you say I'm borrowing sugar from my neighbor, that's more popular in the township area. You know, no one borrows sugar at Camps Bay type of vibe from the neighbor.
They might be borrowing a lot and lots of money.
Yeah, $1 million. Yeah, yeah. You know, so I think you're right. Most of us we are not aware of what we have, and then the greedy and the guilt is also part of our problem as well, because we need to fix that. We need to fix. How do we fix this
Another
one?
part of the greediness that I wanted to explain to you, Nick. A person will be employed, earning a good decent salary. After work, they come home, they cooked for themselves, they clean for themselves, they do everything for themselves. They don't even want to say, let me hire someone else to do this part for me. They don't want, they cannot do that. They want to do everything for themselves.
Okay, so would that be greed or guilt?
Simple greed. That's greediness.
Greediness. And then there's a guy who would be rich and then just hires everyone to do everything, to take the kids to school and stuff.
Yes.
That will be what guilt.
Guilty due to the fact that they feel the guiltiness. Then, okay, now I'm trying. Have you ever listened to these guys? Your 100 rupees talking that, okay, now I pay so much people, I do things, I do this and that for the country. They are always just trying to justify things, what they do.
Until the other day, I was watching his interview with Given Mukari at one of the chairman's conversations at the Powerhouse.
I think I did so.
You watched it, and he said, "I'm not Father Christmas." He was tired of being Father Christmas. Is that what you're saying? That's funny. Okay, cool. So tell me, out of these ones of guilt and greed, do you think it's driven by the color of your skin from a tribalistic perspective?
It has nothing to do with the color of skin.
It could be anyone in the world.
It can be anyone. It can be white, black.
Yeah, projector Peter, I think.
You can be black, white, whatever, madam.
You could still have.
It has nothing to do with the color of the skin. The color of the skin is what we see when you see another person, that this is black, this is white, and then we start grouping ourselves. I start feeling comfortable when I'm around
This Mega said we should stop saying colors. We should just say this guy and that guy. But that's what he said.
Yes, I do so.
To avoid controversy. I think this year we're not going to be controversial.
Yeah, we're not going to be controversial this year. I'm receiving.
You can answer that one.
This episode is proudly sponsored by the cannabis-flavored 6G chili beef biltong. Enjoy. Not for sale to persons under the age of 18.
And this is very, 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 very serious. remember these things of skin color, guys. We have kids. We have got a child and we have kids, and so I don't want them to know the color of the skin.
Because it's relevant.
They must see a white person as a human being. Even the white person must see my kids as human beings. Because these things of saying this type of business so and so is for whites be due to the white monopoly capitalists and that and that and that and that and that, we won't go anywhere. We won't go anywhere.
But how are you going to fix this one if sorry to cut you there, Peter, if I cut you? How are you going to fix this one if now you are worried about the color? Ne? But if it's still happening within the same color, like tribalism?
South Africa is the most unequal country. Ne? It's the most unequal country in which sense, Nipro? It's the most unequal country in a sense that these people, a group of blacks, ne? There'll be one person who's an outlier, very, very rich compared to others.
Yeah.
Even among white people, there are outliers. There are your open as your what, ne?
Like your hand and them?
You understand? We are the most unequal country. Even you go to the healthcare system, we are very, very unequal. You go to the education system, very, very unequal. Even to the police station, man, they don't treat people the same.
Oh, but the other day I saw a Chinese policeman.
That's another topic. I think it should be another topic for another day.
Well, no, equality. You're right. You're right.
I also saw a Chinese policeman. I can't remember the name of the movie I was watching recently. It was a Chinese policeman.
Which one is it?
Even on Money Heist, there is a Chinese police. What?
No, I mean in the country in South Africa.
Oh, in the country.
Like if you go to this police station down the road and you say Chinese guy, I say, you want to certify. I'll be like, I won't even trust the certification for it because it could.
I say it the traditional way. I say I want to satisfy.
So if you go to the police station and you want to certify and you bump into a Chinese policeman trying to certify your document, you want to certify. How can I trust this? How can I trust? You want to certify. How can I trust it? Because the signature might be coming from China. How original would it be?
I'm not sure if it's part of our topic, but I really would like to exonerate myself from such things.
Okay, tribalism for me. I left Venda 2001. No, sorry, I'm lying. 2002 to come study at Vestec at that time, Witwatersrand Technical. Then in between, we had to merge with other universities according to the new rule at that time, merging of institutions, tertiary institutions, I mean. We became UJ, University of Johannesburg, right? So I'm an alumni there. But one thing about tribalism that I picked up in my entire varsity era was the fact that everyone else who is from my tribe gets excited when we discover each other on campus. Like to say, hey, Mukwevho, hey, blow me down. You know, like you find yourselves. But now, the same guy, you might have him as a guy next to you, Toyando, at some tap or whatever, under the tree or whatever, at a taxi rank, but he would not be mind boggled about the fact that Mukwevho, because he's not tribalizing anything at that time. I don't know if I'm making sense. Should I use another example?
No, you're not making sense. Because okay, let me say what I understood. You went to school, you met vendor people. They were impressed that okay, now this another vendor.
They like the fact that you're yes. the same as them.
Yeah, and then when you go on, I didn't get exactly.
No, I'm saying I'm saying if I was to meet the same guy, the guy can be okay. Should I rewind? Rewind. The guy is my neighbor. Can I make it worse as my neighbor? Obviously, this is like an extreme version of it. My neighbor on my street, whatever. Now, this guy, I was gonna say this nigga, but I'm not supposed to say that, right? This guy has got 100 chances of greeting you every day in the morning, but he knows your face, right? Doesn't care, nothing. He just walks around. Then, boof, we leave town. We go to Joburg, 500 kilometers from my hometown, Varsity. Poof, this guy greets you at the corridor because he knows your face, but he never spoke to you at home. Now he wants to belong with you when you're far away because the tribe is telling him that we are of the same tribe. And I think that's the tribalism aspect of it, which triggered a whole lot of nonsense in the country. If you saw, for the past couple of years, we've had even xenophobic things are also tribalistic driven. I don't know if I'm making sense on this one.
I think the example.
Unaothina the numerisa Makwane is an numerisa Chakuma, for example.
Yeah,
Are you getting this one?
yeah, but it has nothing to do with being tribalistic. That one. It's
How do
just
you-
like
how do you- how do you-
you know that song, "Living in the Street of the Common People."
Which one? Which song is it?
Eric Donaldson.
Actually, look. We'll look it up and put it up there.
I mean, it is common for a person not to greet you, and it is even common for a person to greet you simply because.
Why do they have to wait for the distance?
Do you know what, Nipro? There are people that won't greet you, but when they are driving a car, they will greet you. They will wave, and it's very common.
Why?
It's common things that human beings does.
Do you think it's objective? I think it's stupid. With all due respect, it doesn't make sense for me. For me, why? Why do you only speak to me when you are 500 kilometers away?
It's a common thing, man.
No.
If when you say no, are you disputing the fact that it's very common? It happens to
Yeah,
people.
I've seen it a million times. That's why I'm thinking tribalism has an impact on it. Because so now, even if you go to America now and you bump into Mutono Vachakuma, you like each other, but the guy will be your neighbor, but he will never speak to you when he's there.
It's very common, man. It's very common.
And
There's a guy I met at Galfante. I know that guy from back home, but he knows me as well. But that day we spoke. You know anything is in a land. Ambuza, so and so. Yeah, then the money. Guy. You understand? It was good, man.
and then why didn't you have that conversation at home?
It's a common thing that people does. That's my answer to you.
Nah, to be honest with you, I don't think this tribalism thing. It reaches a point where we've got a problem now, ne? In the country, there is still this thing, Yori. Hey, why are you speaking that language? Like us, we understand almost all vernacular of South Africa, right? I mean, you speak most of them. I understand it. I just refuse to speak. Yeah, besides when I'm in trouble with the Zulus, then I'll be like, hey, I'll try. But there is an imbalance.
Finish this one in Zulu.
Podcast.
Yeah.
Wamlala manje. Wenzani? Ucabanga ukuthi wenza.
Have you ever heard Nipro speaking Zulu or any other language?
Oh, ngiyakhuluma mina. Ufuna Tucheleza buffet.
Okay, no, it's fine.
What is what do you want to hear? Ufuna Yeah, ufuna ukuzwana. Mtshele mfundi. I'm rocking.
You're not rocking. Not at all. Not at all. I don't want to lie to you.
Okay, so uthi thina manje sizoyenza i-podcast ngesizulu.
Yebo.
Hey. No, Peter, that's not right.
It will, but keep on trying, man. You're doing fine.
Yeah, well, no, I understand all vernacular in the country and partially SADC, ne? Southern Africa, ne? Including Swahili. Yes. So, but the Kulming one is a trap.
Which one can you try except Venda?
Shit.
Oh, yeah, we'll beat that out. Which one? Which other language except Venda and English?
Okay, abu.
Yeah, Arubuwe.
Ubu me.
You must try. Okay. Ons gaan nou Afrikaans praat. Nee?
Hoe kom verbetering? Okay, praat meneer.
Ja, mina gaan van nou af.
Praat van mij.
Al de praat.
Praat. Wat gezegd?
Wat is
Wat past tense?
Past tense is verleerde tijd, man.
Okay. So, but the point is that tribalism, it is also infiltrating into a whole lot of job environments where people just hire each other because of where they come from. And I think what we should take out from this podcast is knowledge and intellect. Yeah, it's not about bashing anyone. If you're not offended about the jokes, sorry. But the point is to educate each other. We don't need tribalism. We don't need xenophobia. We don't need racism. We don't need any of those, according to me. But now, another issue. When we're growing up, we don't understand if we know each other, like we said in the beginning. How do you know if you're not a psychopath? Or me?
I don't think one would really know that they are psychopaths, even if they are told.
Project appetite.
They are told that they are psychopaths.
Should I fill up that?
Obviously, they will deny that.
You never even agree.
You won't agree.
Not even a single day.
You won't agree.
Should I pump you?
No, I'm fine. No, you're good.
Okay. You'll never agree. So there will be a denial moment for it, right? Yeah. But how would you know if your brain is failing you? On it, I mean, on the psychology of it. Are we having the crash back? No, it's fine.
Okay. There are things like what we call a burnout.
Peter project.
A burnout, you'll know that, okay, now.
What is burnout again?
Some sort of a tired,
Like fatigue.
Fatigue, yeah.
Okay.
Such disorders. You can be able to tell.
You can tell.
Sometimes you'll go and see a psychiatrist, and then they will tell you that, oh, no, you don't have to see a psychiatrist. You need a psychologist. You need what. Then automatically you will know. But there are other things that you will never know
Yourself.
There are other conditions, I mean to say.
Especially mentally related. Because, for example, me and you, by the way, guys, we've been gymming here. Me and you will take the walks and we'll gym and whatever. Hey, the crash is back. Mukona, we're recording. You'll jump in the next 30 minutes, we'll be done. Is that fine? Don't make noise. Don't jump. Ne? Hey. Hey guys, we're selling kids here. Do you want kids? How much can you sell one? Yeah, so it could be, I don't know. We know we're tired from lifting or push-upping or walking or running, whatever. Like yesterday, we were talking to our friend Tabo. He was on one of the podcasts where he was jogging, doing comrade marathon. Yesterday, he did 40 kilometers. And when you're speaking to him, you can tell he's tired.
Yeah.
He's tired. And then you get tired. But how would you know when to do it? How would you know if you are not good for it? There are people who are driving on the road now who are not good for driving, but they've got licenses. There are some people just drive like the world is ending.
Yeah, that one is beyond our control, man.
How would they know that they should not be on the road?
I'll give you an example. There's a person who doesn't pass an eye test and yet possesses a driver's license, and they'll tell you that I can see on the road. It's only that on this machine I cannot see.
Oh, so once he's on. Wow, that's a funny word.
You understand?
Yeah, that's a funny word. Okay, cool. I don't know about humans. I think we can go on and on and on.
Have you ever seen a person who really looks 40 something?
Yeah.
And then they will post maybe on their birthday and say, I look 28.
Maybe in their brain.
Eh,
Maybe they think so.
yeah.
Maybe they think so. And they'll be biking the whole day.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Also, I mean, look, as we come closer to the end of this podcast, tell me, what is your school of thought on the planet of Earth? Who named it Earth? It goes back to the biblical moments. Like somebody asked the question. I think this is coming from some of the people who were asking. And then they also said, who named Earth and who put humans on this planet? There's an answer. I'm going to give you my answer. Start, if you've
No,
got one.
no. You start. You go. You go first.
My answer is God.
Yes.
Whatever God it is.
And then who named Earth? You said,
That's the answer. God.
oh,
God,
everything is God.
Godly soul.
I think I agree with you.
Oh, at least today we agree.
Yeah. I have to agree with you on this one.
And then do you have faith on the black society?
Expand.
Why do we bewitch each other? Hey, we're recording. They're whining about Danone. Hey, we're recording. I said, Mukon, and I'm serious. Ne?
Oh, at least I agreed with you today.
For a change, in this podcast, in the history, we should just have actually a mark. Yeah, but still, the question still stands. Do you believe in the black society? Since you said I should answer the one of God first, answer this one first. Do you believe in them? Because I've got my narrative on it.
Like I said before, what do you mean? And then I can only guess when you say, do I believe in black society or black societies? I strongly believe in them. I do subscribe to most of the things that are done by the black societies, but like I said in the beginning while we were talking, that it's about time we do away with seeing colors on these things.
Yeah.
It can be in politics, in religion, in whatever happens. Let's try hard as it is not to see colors. Okay, now there is a movement, land first, black first, something like that.
They even have a part.
Yes, man. Then what are you saying about whites? Where must they stay? You understand?
Doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense because literally it's trying to do what they did to us,
In reverse.
and it means when they gain power again, the same they're going to
We're
reverse.
back to zero.
You see, then when we're church, wherever, whatever happens, man, let's mix up, man.
Because it's going to raise the question of God put us here. Right?
Yeah.
And why? Which you answered. And he or she, apparently. Somebody asked, when we call God in the Bible, we should classify them under the LGBTQI, LMNOP, like they wanted to fight for the gender of God. Like, why do you say he? Why do you say Mother Earth? Well, you said Mother Earth, but it's not. They will whine about it at that level. Okay, cool. So now, I know we were supposed to record the podcast on Friday. We were here. We analyzed the weather for the weekend. There was a function, whatever. Well, there's an after party. I don't know, whatever it is. We could see the rain now, 2 days ago. How come can we predict the rain or the weather and we can't predict human behavior? Why don't we do that? I think in closing on this one.
Now we are running Ramakazi. Moto uyajiga, jiga, jiga, uyajiga. Meaning you cannot tell, man. Human being,
But you know
you cannot
it's planned to happen.
predict what is it that they're gonna do. You can't.
Okay, a stupid example. If you drink alcohol, you know you're gonna get drunk.
Yeah.
Why can't we predict? The guy who would probably abuse his woman for 100 years, and then on year number 101, he kills her, and we're like, oh. Why? Why? I think we're becoming lazy. We should be able to predict everything because human nature is monotonous. Every day we know. You wake up, you do this, you take a bath, brush your teeth, put on lotion, put on the clothes, go to wherever, other work or meetings, whatever that you do for a living, come back home, or we're in between this eating. We're not forgetting breakfast and supper. Sleep, wake up and do the same thing again tomorrow.
Yeah.
We can easily predict that pattern. Why can't we predict human behavior at a level where we know tomorrow this guy is going to shoot his wife or whatever, or rob a car? Actually, let me not even narrow it down to domestic violence. Let's take it to maybe if the police station has got a tool that tells us when the next crime is going to happen, why don't they go do it prior to that? It should be there. We were that smart.
The topic is very complicated for me because all I know is that you cannot predict a person.
But you would have some sort of confident level on how much of the odds of that happening. If you remember the topic of the odds, we know this is likely to happen. We know, even when not having price, we know Rio Trepa whiskey Kodokambio.
Yes.
And we know this guy should not drive. He should call a cab or whatever, who can drive him, whatever. Why don't we protect ourselves, even on the criminal element of it? Why are we shocked when somebody does some extreme case scenario and be like, nice a thing?
And honestly, about this, the human behavior, there's nothing I can contribute to. Because there's nothing, you cannot change a person and you cannot predict them. What is it that they will do tomorrow? No,
Mutu wa bara ne? Karantori mutu obara.
Mutu ya konda saboko dorata.
A human is difficult to dictate. You can't teach an old dog new tricks.
I'm not sure about the old dog that is supposed to learn new tricks. I'm not sure about that, right?
Should we ask the dog expert next door?
Yeah, we can find the dog experts on that, right?
And then why can't we use the same tool to predict the future? Like we know it's about to rain. Like I said earlier on.
No, you can't. You just can't.
Okay, cool. So should we close this one based on the weather?
Based on the weather, guys. And thank you to each and everyone for subscribing, for watching. We're enjoying your support. And then there is a comment line there whereby people you can share your ideas.
At the bottom there.
You can tell us what is it that you want us to unpack next time. We are here for you. We know you're there for us. Cheers.
All right, cool. And then the soccer team, apparently the matches are starting on
next weekend. We're starting on next weekend. We got a brand new manager. His name is Nippo. He will be giving us information.
I just got a position. Welcome, salam. Thank you very much for watching NippyCast episode 52.
Yebo.
Ne? Ngaurar. Wala.
This episode is proudly sponsored by the cannabis-flavored 6G chili beef biltong. Enjoy. Not for sale to persons under the age of 18.
Why are you sacrificing motivation?
I'm gonna kill this one. My erectile is not dysfunctional.
Let's use our president, for example.
Are you over 10,000 kilometers away from South Africa?
Conspiracy theorists.
I can open the door for you to join the Illuminati.
Winning everyone.
NippyCast.